Welcome to the first video of my Road to A Group series. What we're going to be doing is going over my footage that I collected from PoleCat Training Center this past weekend and a couple things that I can work on in a lot of the improvements that I had throughout the sessions from the morning session all the way to the afternoon. A couple of the main things were braking after turn 4 going into 5, carrying that speed through there, and then also the S's 6 through 8 was a tough time for me to handle and navigate, and as well as turns 11 through 12 and 15 to 16 gravity cavity. And the first clip we're going to be going over is really going to be covering the morning sessions and how I was a little too early on the brakes and getting that comfortability as the day progressed and as the sessions went on. So we're going to go ahead and get into that, and stay tuned. Starting off with this clip here, we see we're coming out of the last final corner at PoleCat, and notice as I get on the brakes coming down this front straight, you'll see the 3 braking marker, and boom, I'm early. And now that's the 3. So coming back around to this is kind of a full lap. So going over where in turn 4 through 6, everything was a little bit different. I'm braking a little early. Here I am braking early again, well before the 3 marker going into the first turn in the chicane here. Negotiating. It was really great. Felt awesome. But again, just can carry a lot more speed through this track. And in the morning, I was not putting that together. I was still learning the track and everything, getting a little nervous, getting my nerves and jitters out. But here we go, coming up the hill and on the brakes and then turning in. I negotiated that a lot different later because I realized I was like, I can take the gravity and let it slow me down, so I'll just roll off throttle and again continue to roll the speed. And this is the S's right here, the start or the midpoint. Getting turn 6 right allows you to get this corner right here, and I struggled with that throughout those morning sessions, and you'll see later in the video when I have the more aggressive push lap where it came around a little bit better and I understood things a little bit better. So we'll see that later. But other than that, just continue to watch the video and just notice my braking points if you can. It's really the timing of when I was getting on the brakes. I should have, again, got off of them or not been on them at all. And here is one of the most... It felt great when you got it right, and I think I only got it right twice this corner here. And you have to really kind of clip the outside of that curb and then carry the speed all the way through. So, yeah, just continue to enjoy this clip here. Popping back in to talk about gravity cavity here. Learned this at the end of the day after talking with a coach. You can actually take this corner flat out. I thought that was kind of insane until I started looking at the footage and thought about it in hindsight. But gravity cavity flat out, if you get the line wrong, you're in the grass. But if you get it right, I could definitely see what he meant by you can almost go full pin through there. It's kind of insane to think about. But yeah, here we go. Rounding out the final lap, and we're going to be talking about the next clip coming up. Alright, here we are, the start of session 4. So the next clip that's coming up, you're going to see me actually going into turn 5 and physically see my fingers go. Yeah, no, I'm not going to try the brakes. And in the moment, I was kind of scared, but, you know, the sport means you got to send it, right? So here we go, zoomed in. I'm like, oh, I'm about to brake. And then I'm like, let's try not to. And I don't. And I realize, oh, I can make this corner. So pretty cool to go through with. So here we go again after coming out of turn 8, and I just thought this was a cool little pass coming up into, I think they called it the light bulb, but it's just really tight hairpin, and you know, just wanted to throw that in there. But again, big on the brakes here. Tried to really trail into this and see how that felt. All right, and then now we're coming out of turn 12, going into 13. I really loved how I really pushed the limits on that apex there. Probably could have pushed it further. Obviously, you can always push further. But, yeah, really just wanted to showcase that aspect of coming through here. And then again, coming back through gravity cavity, still never registered that I could be full pin through there. And now if you listen closely, listen. Finally caught myself dragging knee on video. Feeling is amazing. Okay, so this is about maybe a lap or two later. Didn't have a way to line the stuff up, but as you can see, I'm coming back through turn 16, or 18, sorry. 17 and 18, now into 19 onto the front straight. This was probably my favorite corner here because I loved slowing up, trying to hit that apex, missed it, but then shooting out to the curb right there and getting on the strip before, again, tucking, getting fully locked in, and just full pin down the straight. So, very awesome feeling. Loved it. All right, and here we go. Again, broke a little bit later, not quite at the 3 quite yet, but again, this is still session 4, and again, I'm getting more comfortable with the beginning half of the track. So into 4, you see I start to trail here, trail, and then turn it. And here I go, coming up into T6. You'll see the cones on the right or left. Boom, no brake, just a little bit roll off the throttle and keep it pushing. Love it. Okay, also here we go. Before we get into session 5, I just think it's funny because this is like an example of there's always a bigger fish. So here I go, coming back on the straight again, making a pass. I'm like, oh sick, I made a pass. This is awesome. Next thing you know, there we go. Another one just blitzing by me. So it's always a humbling experience, these track days, and I love that about track days in the sport. Okay, here we go, getting into it. Watch, you can hear the nerves, you can hear me on the throttle, but watch as my boom, big break at the 3 finally, the next session. So again, the progression is really great, but again, it's so amazing to see the progression, you know. And here we go again, just wanting to show the braking on the straight again. So now we're coming back down the straight, and now my nerves are gone. So I'm full pin, I'm actually holding it, and we go, and now we brake, big on the brakes, boom, and now a little bit of brakes. I thought I was carrying too much, but you know, you gotta push your limits if you want to get better, right? So progress is progress. All right, and this is just a little fun clip, nice little battle with this Jixer. If you saw my YouTube short, yeah, this is what it was about. But this is a longer clip. So as you can see, going into 11 or coming out of 11 and 12, he's right there on me, man. Pushing up towards gravity cavity, that's where he really made up a lot of time on me because, again, he probably knew he could take it flat out. So as you can see, he's about to make the pass after we come up the hill, up out of gravity cavity, and then he's there, boom, right next to me. And I'm like, whoa, he definitely popped up, and I was a little nervous. I was like, damn, you see that? But again, it's just about being consistent and not letting your nerves really get to you and just remaining focused and staying locked in. And as you can see, we're coming back onto the street out of 19. And again, earlier on the gas, so I'm pinned, and I'm reeling them in. Reel. And we make the pass. And here we are on the final session of the day, session 6. I didn't do the last session because I started cramping. But during this session, I asked the coach to follow me to, you know, evaluate me a little bit, check out my lines, check out my BP, all these kind of things. So here we go. This is going to be a full lap. As you can see, the coach is in the background right there on that R1. He was going crazy. But yeah, here we go. I'm going to shut up and let y'all watch this entire lap of me trying my best today. And that was my push lap. And as you can see, the coach is coming up, and he's like, "Follow me." Taps a tail, and it's time to go. So yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of debrief after this.
No, dude, you look really good. That's why I wanted to get you away from everybody. I started to get tired. I hit the coping a few times. I was like,
we might be missing
when we hopped it, I was like, all right, I know what he's doing. He's trying to get us some space. As soon as I put my leg down, just look, and then when you look back, you were like this, and I was like, what?
oh, my bad. I didn't.
But no, it's fine. But yeah, I mean,
We're here tomorrow for now. Well, like I said, you look very good. Your body is great.
All right, so yeah, in that last clip, talked to the coach after that session, and it was pretty good. Told me I had great body position, and the thing that always messes me up, it happened at Tally too. I always tend to ask the coaches to kind of look at me towards the end of the day, and they need more time or another session at least to see, consistency and progression, and that's why I always miss out on the bump. So I missed the bump in Tally last month, and I've missed a bump here at PoleCat this month. So when I go to Tally again next month in July, stay tuned for that video. I will be definitely asking the coach in the morning sessions. So yeah. Other than that, though, as far as the debrief and everything, it was a great humbling and evolutionary experience overall. Starting at a new track that's pretty technical, definitely the most technical track I've been to, and understanding the difference of lines and how important they are and how important they should be. So like I said, the S's here really messed me up, and it took me a session or two to really lock that in and figure out what I can do. Carrying speed throughout the whole track into turn 5, into turn 11, out of turn 17, all of that, and then also braking later on the front straight here. That's really, all this stuff had to come to me gradually. And again, I'm a man who loves progress and always working at things, so that's why this sport is so awesome to me. I mean, you're living on the edge a little bit of being quite dangerous, but at the same time, like, the evolution that comes from it and getting better is always something you can do in this sport. And there's always a bigger fish, just like in that clip I showed you guys earlier of, I passed somebody, I feel great, but then it's like, okay, now there's somebody else that's faster. What are they doing that you're not? So, yeah. But outside of all that, I have intermediate pace, it seems, which was good to hear from him. And he just told me that I needed to work on turn 11, 12, and 15 to 16. Because that's when he told me about you can kind of go full pin through there, which, again, I thought was crazy. But, again, within 11 and 12, he was giving me the advice on hitting the apex at 11, drifting wide to that outside rumble strip, and then you can kind of straighten out that line in apex at 12, and you can carry a lot more speed through there. Like, you can still be on the throttle, and you can save a lot of time, or lose a lot of time, I guess, because you're trying to lose time. But either way, that's the only thing he mentioned me to work on. But yeah, outside of that, though, really great time, great track, and I have a hypothesis. If you are fast at PTC, I feel like you can be fast at a lot of other tracks as well. So, yeah, it was a really great time. Catch the next video when I go to Tally in July, and I will have a race box, hopefully. So I'll be able to have a nice little overlay of data with lap times and a little bit of telemetry. I don't think it has a full range of telemetry, but still, something added and more data. I love data, and I love looking at things and finding places where I can improve and everything. So until next time, like I said, this series is going to be called Road to Advanced Group, or A Group, and hopefully next year my main goal is to go ahead and do a racing school and eventually be racing. So if you want to come on the journey, then just stay and hang out. You feel me? So appreciate y'all. And until next time, love you.
Walking around a Kimbo, can't breathe.